Welcome to the Big and Tall Movie Review Show. I'm RC. With me, as always, is Big Red and Maximus. How you fellas doing?
Good.
Not bad.
We are going to review today World War Z. It's PG-13, starring Brad Pitt, Merle Enos, directed by Mark Forster. United Nations employee, is it Jerry Lane?
Jerry Lane.
Yes,
Lang, I
is
think.
it Jerry or okay? Jerry Lane is
Jerry Lane.
in a race against time to stop a pandemic that is threatening humanity. We're going to go ahead and play the trailer for this one. This is the big summer Brad Pitt blockbuster quote that is coming out this Friday. So here it is. This is World War Z.
It's the same worldwide. Is anyone doing better than we are?
We've lost the East Coast. Moscow's still dark. Life as we know it will come to an end in 90 days. It's on us to change that.
I can't leave my family.
Don't pretend your family is exempt. When we talk about the end of humanity.
I don't want to leave you. But I have to go.
Only I can save.
There's a memo sent from this installation.
Pretty obvious nobody back home bothered to read it.
If I could get into Russia, where would I start?
Russia's a black hole.
I need answers. Guns are half measure. Here with the CIA, but they're not with me.
Karen.
Is there anything left out there?
Is there anything left out there? World War Z, getting some pretty good reviews as far as critics early on. It is early, though. Big Red, you're fortunate enough to get out and see this film the other
Yes.
night. What can you give us about World War Z?
World War Z. I enjoyed this one. It is about a zombie epidemic, and Brad Pitt. It's up to Brad Pitt to stop it.
As it should always be.
You know,
That's right.
does it take place in the U.S. or is this?
This is very globetrotting. Starts out in the U.S. They visit
Yeah.
Jerusalem, Russia. I mean, they kind of travel all over.
Uh-huh.
I'm not familiar with the book that this is based on, so I have no point of reference there on.
On how that.
From what I've heard is this does not incorporate much from the book. So,
Well, a lot of people don't realize that the book was written by Max Brooks, who's son of Mel Brooks and
No,
Anne
no kidding.
Bancroft. Yeah.
Anne Bancroft's kid. Okay.
It's
that's
actually
cool.
one of 3 or 4 zombie
Yeah.
books that he's written, because I have got the Zombie Survival Guide that's basically just a textbook actual survival guide.
this movie it picks up fast. It's you jump right into it.
Yeah.
It's nice because a lot of the zombie movies they take place after everything's happened, like kind of how The Walking Dead started.
Yeah.
After it all. This time we get to see this zombie outbreak from the beginning. We see cities fall. That was very interesting. The movie's about an hour and 45 minutes long, so it moves at a brisk pace.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty much, I would say this is more of an action film than it is a horror zombie
Uh-huh.
action movie.
Hey,
with
they're
some-
calling it a
yeah.
science fiction, fantasy, horror
Yeah.
action picture.
I mean, it's got more action to it.
Something for everyone.
Yeah.
Very little blood in it.
Uh-huh.
I've heard
Well,
some
it's
people.
PG-13 too.
Yeah, I've heard some people that are zombie fans that are complaining about the running zombies in it, but which they do explain.
Yeah,
Why-
that's a pretty old argument back
Yeah.
to 28 Days Later.
Yeah, they do kind of explain that in this. But yeah, I thought this was a real solid movie. I know this has been plagued with some production delays, and
Yeah.
they totally reshot the ending.
Really.
Yes, and all. So I mean, I think it's
But I mean, do you feel like? So my question is:
yeah.
Is this the? Is this? We're in a summer blockbuster. Summer movie season is always the big. And, it's not over. Summer's just started, or kind of halfway through, I guess. But is this the real deal summer blockbuster that I think we've been waiting for? Or is this, and by that, it's not a sequel. It's not a reboot. It's,
Yeah. This is, again, it depends. This isn't like Independence Day where civilization's going to an end, but it's kind of a light movie. I mean, this is a serious movie. It's,
Yeah. I mean, Brad Pitt, as big an actor he is, I mean,
it helps to have Brad Pitt in this.
Yeah.
An actor that can hold the
Some
screen.
easy way to sell a movie is to stick Brad Pitt in it.
And he's in almost every scene. And to be honest, Brad Pitt, if you look at his career, he doesn't do a lot of these types.
No, he really does.
Of big
That's why
Hollywood movies.
No.
He does a lot of smaller stuff, a lot of...
He makes that one stupid action movie with the...
Troy.
What was the last where he said?
Killing him softly.
Killing him softly.
I mean,
just he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Moneyball and
I mean, he's done quite a few big budget pictures, I think.
Yeah, but not more like a blockbuster type spectacle.
Big summer
special effects, action. And I also liked in this there were some nice touches, which is like, I don't know if I've ever seen this much, and because I do watch The Walking Dead, and I've never. It's like when he actually like gets magazines and duct tapes them around his arms and legs so that to help kind of give him some armor for. And, zombie bites, which I'm like, well, there's a novel idea. Maybe some people in The Walking Dead should think about that.
But you can't really have a whole cast of people running around.
My question, too, with like you were discussing with, what was it, the running zombies, is that kind of like what they are fast because they're so hungry or something?
Well, basically, it's kind of like they said when the zombies need to feast, and there's people there that they can... feast on. It's kind of like a hive mentality, and
kind of like the sharks with blood in the water.
Yeah, then they show later like there's like zombies that are in an area where there's no life, everybody's infected, and they're walking around dormant.
Yeah,
kind of like you would see a zombie. A lot of the same rules in other zombie movies, like sound, like gunshots, just attracts them because they hear the sound, so you have to move quietly. Headshots are best way to kill them.
Yeah.
But like I said, the movie is kind of broken into chunks. The beginning where they're getting out of the cities, which, you see people looting, trying to get food, and, he's trying to find asthma medicine for his daughter,
etc.
Then they kind of, after they get out of the city, then the next chunk is, him trying to go to find the virus, and it's kind of in three big chunks.
One question I have is, do they actually refer to the dead as zombies in this movie? They do. That's something that's kind of few and far between.
Yes, they do mention zombies, like when people
actually use the word zombie,
like in memos, zombie-like, and comes up. So they do mention the word zombie in it.
World War Z, I think the Z kind of is that referring to zombie.
Exactly.
I mean, they would have to probably.
Exactly, it is. So definitely, this is. It's entertaining.
Did you like the ending of it? Or?
Yeah, actually, the ending I thought was pretty good. It's a little different. The rest of the movie seems like more bigger scale and global.
Yeah.
But then the ending kind of is more of a
scaled down a little bit.
Scaled down, more personal and all. There's also a pretty cool scene in the movie which you can see in the trailers. What happens when there's a zombie outbreak on an airplane that's in mid-flight.
Well, anyone who's seen Flight of the Living Dead, little known gem.
That was kind of it was pretty. That was a pretty good scene, and I thought the special effects in this were pretty well done. I did see it in 3D. I thought the 3D was a little underwhelming. Didn't really add much to it.
Kind of slapped on.
Yeah. Then again, no. I mean, like I said, I was able to get a free ticket. So
yeah, this was at the Screenland, and I'm assuming there was sold. Everybody was there, sold out.
Yeah. Let me give a good props if you are ever in the Kansas City area.
Yeah.
The Screenland down in Armour in North Kansas City. Great place to see a movie.
Yeah.
Nice locally owned theater. You need your adult beverages at a movie.
Yes.
They have recliners and couches in the theater.
If you're watching a James Bond picture, you can actually get a vodka martini. So you can't beat that with a stick.
Great place to see a movie. So if you ever find yourself in Kansas City, check out the Screenland down in Armour.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question I have. is, are the zombies actually dead in this movie? Because there's been a few zombie movies peppered throughout the history. Like 28 Days Later, they don't actually die. They don't even refer to them as zombies. They're just the infected.
Yeah,
but they never die and come back, which is just a have-to trait with the zombies. Well,
To answer that, I mean, they refer to them as the undead some too. Basically, once you get bit, you convert in 12 seconds.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a fast incubation period.
12 seconds.
12 seconds, and then you're pretty much back. So
there's
12 seconds
there's no
and you're
die
zombie.
and then come
no,
back
there's
to
no
life.
die lay there. I mean, you get bit, you kind of lay there, and then at 12 seconds. Which that also kind of works away in, like...
And that's something that's kind of drives a wedge in between fans
Yeah.
of zombie movies, splits them into two groups.
But it also makes for some good tension during the movie when somebody, like when Brad Pitt, gets some, like, he didn't get bit, but gets like some
infection or something you can do.
on him, and it's like he's waiting to see, or there's some other scenes where they don't know if they've been infected, and somebody's sitting there waiting. They're counting down to 12 with a gun to their head to see if they need to kill them, and so I mean they use it to good effect throughout the movie. Like I said, I think this one you kind of just don't get hung up on the details and just enjoy the ride, and I think you'll have a good time. At it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it does this weekend. Its official release is Friday, right?
Yeah, so the audience really seemed to respond well to it.
Liked it.
Yeah, there's some good scares in it. They do have some funny moments, and so I mean, I really liked it. It's probably one of my favorite ones I've seen this summer so far.
So far out of the gate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
that's good to hear.
How many cans would you give this one?
Oh man, just
You're just pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh. I mean, right now I could easily go in the 4.5 to 5 can range.
Okay.
I mean, for me this one worked.
Okay.
So I mean, definitely, if you're not a big fan of horror and stuff, I think you'll like this because it's not just a
over.
Just enough.
Yeah, kind of. I think there's enough in it to please people from
both
the horror
sides of the
genre,
genres. Yeah,
and there's
don't have to be a diehard horror fan.
Yeah,
to enjoy
exactly.
This one.
I think there's enough there. It should please everybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would probably right now I'd give World War Z 5 cans.
5 cans. All right. Well, that sounds good. This will wrap up our show for the day. Thank you, Maximus, for coming. Big Red. That was our review of World War Z. We will be back in the coming weeks to review more films that'll be heading our way this summer. So stay tuned. Check out our
Tonto.
Yeah, I'll go see Lone Ranger. I like the cowboy
No,
pictures.
it's Tonto.
Oh.
Tonto and the side of the Lone Ranger. Come on now.
Yeah, I will go check that out. There's a lot of stuff going on. Check us out at the Big and Tall show on YouTube and definitely our Facebook page as well. All right, well, everybody take it easy. We will see you again soon.